This week on Carolina All Out.
There you go. A little nicer one there.
Oh yeah. All day long. There he is. And I got two on. Big slabs on Jordan.
This is Carolina All Out.
This week, the All Out crew is on their home waters, Jordan Lake, fishing with Captain Greg Griffin of GregGoFish Guide Service. Greg has been fishing his whole life, but fishing Jordan and Harris Lake since the mid-90s. And when the opportunity arose 13 years ago, Greg went for it and started guiding full-time. Now he's guiding clients across the state to numerous species, both fresh and salt water. It's late September and the water is cooling only slightly. But the crappie bite has been strong for Greg, especially for the style of fishing that he specializes in, using threadfin shad that he catches on the lake.
Well, Greg, it's a little overcast, but it's still pretty.
Yeah, it's nice. The wind's blowing a little harder than it has been lately, but it shouldn't affect us too much today.
Okay, so we've talked about this before. We're going to go after some live shad. So how are we going to do this?
Yeah, now that it's gotten a little bit later in the morning, we're going to try to find them. Usually with the electronics, I might get lucky and see a few, but I also know the areas where they kind of hang out in the mornings, and we'll just throw the net and see what we come up with.
Shay, all right, that sounds good. It does look like it's picking up a little bit, so let's go give it a try.
All right.
I want to watch you throw this net with that big spiral out there.
No pressure, no pressure.
No pressure.
So we're going to try to catch our shad here today. We're targeting the small threadfin shad, the ones that were born mid to late summer. So we'll probably catch some big ones, some little ones. We'll just kind of cull through and get our little ones. For the small ones, a 1/4-inch net is a good choice. If you're after the bigger ones, a 3/8 is a good choice. But the little ones will go right through a 3/8, so you have to make sure you downsize if you want to catch the crappie size baits. So let's see if they're here. I think they are. I felt some anyway. There we go. That's what we're looking for. And we'll put them in here, a little holding bucket. Nice and easy. Come right over here and put them in the tank. And that tank is sort of a specialized tank where it circulates that water very vigorously, and that helps to present a lot of oxygen in there, and it's trapping that ammonia. If you keep it open and water moving, it'll kind of air out all that ammonia, and these baits will be nice and happy.
We'll be right back with more crappie fishing action right after these messages. Carolina All Out is brought to you by the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission. Go hunt, go fish, go wild. Carolina Cooker Cast Iron Cookware, a tradition born in the South. XGO, those who know wear XGO. Montgomery Community College, educating since 1967. Browning, the best there is. New Sports Shop, we've got the gear. And by Farms and Land Realty. Selling land is what we do. Don't go away, there's more Carolina All Out coming up.
Hi, I'm Jared here at the New Sports Shop. Today I would like to talk to you about 3 different kinds of baits you can use for inshore fishing. So a list of baits I have are your soft plastics, your twitch baits, and your top water baits. A couple different ways you can fish these soft plastics. You could go to a jig head, tie straight to your main line. You could also use a popping cork. So while you're fishing a popping cork, you want to be sure that you're giving it a nice, smooth jerk with your wrist. You also want to allow that bait enough time to fall down so that it's in the strike zone where the fish will be able to eat it and grab that bait and you'll be able to catch them. Next we have mirror lures. One way to use these baits effectively would be to cast and simply give your bait a good twitching action, allowing to mimic a wounded bait fish if you would. Next we have your zip and ziggies. Giving that walk the dog method, simply jerking your rods back and forth, real easy motion, will allow for substantial trout fishing. All these baits would suffice in inshore fishing. If you would like to learn more about inshore fishing, please feel free to come into New Sports Shop. We'll be happy to give you a hand.
Chris and Captain Greg Griffin are battling unusual conditions on Jordan Lake as they're trying to hold directly over a hump in 8 to 10 feet of water that's holding a large school of crappie.
When you mix windy conditions over open water, you get rough water. And we had a lot of rough water. We are fighting some big wind here. We are not on the Pamlico Sound. We are on Jordan Lake here in the Piedmont of North Carolina. Whitecaps, I mean waves, and they were getting us wet coming in the boat. This position on these is very difficult to keep. You can tell, this is crazy out here. I've never seen this lake like this. So Greg's saying grab the smallest shad we can. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna take and flip them upside down and go through the lips. Want them to be as alive as possible. And that's the problem I've got right now. The wind is just keeping us tangled up all the time, gracious me. You see, just trying to stay in position here is tough enough. So I'm going to drop it down right here. And then you see what we're doing there is trying to get that line straight up and down. I can feel that bottom. I can feel that weight. About 8.5 foot of water. Except we're on the top, and then we're about 10 foot of water, and then back down to 8, and then 10 to 8. It's not really that bad, but there are those sunny day fishermen. I'm one of them. I love it. I love a beautiful day, enjoying the water. But in this particular instance, we are here on a not so ideal day. But crappie are a good fish to eat, and I like to eat them. And so whenever I get an opportunity, I'm going to go give it a try. Greg says, come today, I come today, because Greg knows where they are.
All right, so this one came on a live shad out here in this unnamed storm we're fishing in. It's a smaller one, but it'll get us started anyway and lets us know they will bite out here in this heavy, heavy wind. Nice black crappie, which this lake's got predominantly black crappie. Every now and then you'll catch a white crappie, but not very often. And that one's a little small. There is a 10-inch limit out here, 20 per person and 10 inches. That may be a small keeper, but we're looking for bigger fish for sure. So we'll let him go.
There he is. That's a good one. Yeah, that might be something else other than a crappie. Could be a striper, I don't know. I got a channel cat. All right, so we got a lot of different things out here on this lake to catch. Channel cat here, not the targeted species, but he liked what he saw down there. So we're going to turn him loose, throw him back. We're going to get the right one down there. We're going to find the crappie.
We'll be back with more fishing action right after these messages. The all-out crew is on Jordan Lake fishing for crappie in sustained 20-mile-per-hour winds, but the crappie bite is picking up.
There's a nice one.
There you go.
A little nicer one there.
That's what we're looking for, Greg.
Nice representation of a shad fish.
Now take a look at that. Let's talk about this fish for a minute. That is a nice one.
Yeah, that's a
Beautiful. Show everybody that
nice
fish there.
12-incher, 13-incher or so.
Talking about a really nice fillet.
Yeah, oh
That's
yeah.
what makes those crappie so great.
Yeah,
Best freshwater fish out there.
That's it. Lots of them in here. That size right there.
Let's show them this. Freeze them out there. Take a look at the, what a cool fish, man.
He didn't mind all this wind.
No, I don't think he might not know. But I don't know. They know what barometric pressure is from way down there. So who knows?
They do.
All right, I just got hit. That feels more like a crappie, and it is. Getting a little bit better here. Nice looking fish here. Still not quite what we're looking for, but look at the iridescent purple in those fish. They're beautiful.
Nice one here.
Greg got a nice one.
Got a nice one here.
Very cool. There we go. That's what we're looking for. We might be on them here, Greg.
Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, found a few that want to cooperate with us. That's a nice keeper there. With these conditions, we have to reposition a lot, but every time we do, we catch some nice ones.
And let's see what we got here. Oh, man, here's a little small guy here. He could fry him, but he's too small for this lake. We're gonna pitch him back. Do it again. That's a fish there. All right, that's a little bit bigger than, that's another good one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Greg, we just started hitting them again like they're coming now. So what have we done? Just made another adjustment?
Yes, we're just kind of moving around, making very small adjustments in between brush piles. These fish are in the brush pile, but there's also a lot of them in between, just on the bottom. So with this cloudy day, they're kind of roaming around.
Right.
And it's a little bit easier to catch them when they're out in the open. So,
well, they sure are pretty and healthy, and we're gonna put him in the back, and there's one. Oh yeah.
nice.
Now, nice crappie, and then got to get this one ready here because this one's going to be right on top of it too. So now we're talking about a really nice crappie here that we can make those fillets out of. Jordan Lake, all day long, even with weather like this. Hey, there he is, right there. Oh, he was, I mean, that thing barely hit the water. And another nice one, look at that. Really healthy fish here on Jordan Lake, having a great time, even though we are beating against the wind here. But that ought to be a little testament of what you need to do. Hey, if it's raining, wind's blowing, it might just be a good time to go fishing. So if you got a chance, go, especially on Jordan Lake, and catch these.
We'll be back with more fishing action right after these messages. Carolina All Out is brought to you by the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission. Go hunt, go fish, go wild. Carolina Cooker Cast Iron Cookware, a tradition born in the South. XGO, those who know wear XGO. Montgomery Community College, educating since 1967. AgriSupply, since 1962. And by Browning trail cameras. Faster, smaller, better. Don't go away, there's more Carolina All Out coming up.
Hey, my name is Mark Folks. I'm with the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission. I'm going to talk to you today about our habitat enhancement program, and specifically I'm going to talk to you about a 5-year project we have here at Harris Lake. Our goal is to maintain the excellent fisheries we have here. So what we're going to do is plant native aquatic vegetation and install 30 acres of artificial and natural structure. And we're doing this to help offset any loss in habitat from managing hydrilla. So to complete the large effort of enhancement work on Sharon Harris, we need volunteers. And so we've been reaching out to anglers, talking to different angler groups, having meetings, trying to get input on where to put things, where to build things, what to build. We are wanting angler input, and so that information is really helpful for us. We also, because you talk about installing 700 fish attractors over a 5-year period, that's a lot of work. And so we need partnerships to help us build and to help us install these things. And right now we have some great partnerships with NCBASS. We also have the county park here on Harris. So we wouldn't be able to do this project without partnerships and without help from the public. We only have so many people, and it's a lot of work to do. If you want to learn more about our habitat enhancement program, or you want to volunteer, please call us or go to ncwildlife.org.
After getting beat up out there in the middle of the lake for a while with the wind, Greg said, hey, let's go try another place that I have with some brush piles that are kind of sheltered from the wind. Well, you can see it's calmed down just a little bit. That's not because the wind has slowed down, but it's because we moved positions. And we were just having a heck of a time trying to stay on the mark. There's a lot of fish there, but we wanted to get over here in a little bit more sheltered area and then try some brush piles. So we're jigging in about 12 foot, looks like, Greg?
Yeah, about 12 feet.
12 feet of water, and so we're back to our preferred choice of bait, and we're just kind of keeping it on the bottom, keeping it straight, and see if we can get them to start biting.
Got something.
What you got there, Greg?
Crappie.
Well, I'll be.
Pretty nice one.
Yeah.
Pretty good size. There we go.
Another nice one, yeah.
Another big keeper.
Okay, Greg, so we've got a particular setup that you have going on here, so let's talk about it right here. What do we have?
Well, it starts with a piece of fluorocarbon here, and I tie a loop knot in the fluorocarbon leader, and then I snip one end of the loop. So I make a 1-line drop out of that. And then I attach a 2-aught crappie hook to this with a loop knot. Then I just have a drop, it just drops down to a little bell sinker.
So when we're putting the bait on, it's a threadfin shad.
The way that I normally will hook these is through the chin and out through the nose area, trying to stay in front of the eyes so that you don't kill the bait immediately.
All right, let's see if we can get a fish to eat it.
Sounds good.
Okay. Oh, hey, you got a fish here.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. All right. Had to pick that one up for Greg there.
Yeah, I'm busy retying.
I think we've got now you're talking.
Got you a nice one.
That's a nice one. Let me set this one down so I don't end up losing this fish. There's another crappie, Jordan Lake crappie. Hey, fishing with Greg Griffin, GregGoFish. He's on Harris and Jordan Lake, and putting us on crappie today. And look at here, ain't that a nice fish? Fillet here, fillet there. That's why I like these guys, for that very reason. Those 2 fillets on each side. Put him in the live well.
There's a nice one. Another of the target species.
I like it.
Yep, another nice crappie. There we go. all about the same size.
There he is. Nice one. Really white too. There's another one right there. And I got two on. And this is the way it's supposed to go here on Jordan Lake. I got one in my hand and one on the line. Yeah, I'll go ahead and give that one over to Greg.
I thought that was loose, sorry.
Yeah, he's, I'm gonna get him loose there. Go ahead, you can bring him in, Greg.
No, what if he's a state record?
Well, bring him in, I don't care.
Oh, he's a big one.
Look at there. Look at there. Let's bring these guys in. Oh, that is a slab. Look at that.
How about that?
Look at these two here. Oh yeah. Not twins. I mean, this one's definitely the bigger one, but how pretty is that?
It didn't look bad to me.
Well, I got my hat on backwards because we just pulled in here. Greg said, let's go give one more try to another place out of the wind. And we did, and this is what we catch. So you can see, I don't usually wear my hat backwards, but we did because we were on the water. Yep, GregGoFish Guide Service. You can reach him at his phone number, which is at the bottom of the screen, or you can go to GregGoFish.com. So we're gonna put these two up. Beautiful fish. Jordan Lake, Greg's putting us on them.
First time for everything.
Yep, when the camera comes, there's always a first time for everything. Oh, I'm gonna put it on top of them now. Here they come. Good God, here they come. Get your guns, boys, here they come. I think it might have slowed down to maybe 19 knots now. They probably go, ha ha! Awesome.